Welcome to the Growth and Banter podcast. My name is Blake McCullough, CEO and founder of GMS Media Group, one of Australia's leading performance marketing agencies. This podcast is for anyone looking to learn the insights and strategies of industry leaders and how to lead a successful life. Today, I'm joined by Natalie-Anne from Natalie-Anne Haircare, and she's going to share her story of building a haircare empire. I hope you enjoy. Welcome, Natalie.
Hey, how you doing?
Good to have you on. Now, can I call you a hair entrepreneur?
Sure.
Because you've done a lot in the hair industry.
Yeah.
And originally a hair artist and moving into more of a consultative background and helping other hair sort of specialists and other beauty specialists as well. You've got your own product too. So quite diverse range of skill sets within, I guess, the hair and beauty industry. I'd love to sort of unpack it and understand how you got into hair in the first place.
Well, I think hair chose me, to be honest with you. I'm like 3 generations hairdresser. So my dad's side of the family, my stepmom was a hairdresser, my nan was a hairdresser. So every time I'd visit my dad on the weekend, I'd be in a hair salon, right? And it's just nostalgic, They were smoking back then in the salon and perm solution.
Imagine getting smoke in your hair.
Mate, well, it was just the way it was.
Yeah, well.
But I do believe it chose me.
Okay.
Whether or not I was the right fit for it, probably not, obviously, because I've diversified what I do. I didn't love being behind the chair full time because I love doing other things. So I definitely think hair chose me, and product was kind of I didn't want that either. A really good friend of mine said to me, he's just like, you're popping off online, because I was like an early adapter to social media. And he's just like, you're selling the education, you're building the looks, you're booking in the clients. The last part is the product that they use in order to be able to build that look. And he was in product development, so he helped me along the way. And the rest is history, to be honest with you.
Yeah, and you've gained quite a big following, 500,000 on Instagram.
Yeah.
At what point behind the chair, I guess, did you have that moment of like, fuck, there's more out there?
Oh, I think from the beginning.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You had it in you.
Yeah. Like I started in a local salon when I was 13 years old.
Okay.
So after school, I would just go to the local salon and I would sweep the floors. And then from there, I remember one time like the senior was like sick. So I had to jump in and blow dry hair. But a 13-year-old was blow drying hair at the skill level of a senior stylist, right? So that, you move really quickly because you then get cheap labor. You're like, get her on the floor quick. But it's just that years of, I guess, cultural, me doing my own hair, me being a curly girl, me coming from a family of hairdressers. It's made it easier.
I can relate. I mean, I never thought I would start a marketing agency, but I always knew I wanted to get into business.
Yes.
And I think certain jobs and, certain skill sets at school through to uni, through to working in different jobs led me into what I do today. So it's like that ingrained drive as well as the experience that you couple together that brings you into, I guess, what we are today. Through those different transitions, what was the most natural next step for you from hairdresser to that sort of next evolution?
I definitely think education. Like naturally, I love sharing. My family, my mum's side are Lebanese. So like we're very hospitable. We love to share. We love to feed, and like for us, that's just normal. So when you first start in the industry, education wasn't something that we would put online. So it was almost demonized a little bit. It's almost like you should gatekeep. You shouldn't tell your secrets. You shouldn't teach online for free, basically. But that was naturally something that I loved doing. And I loved emerging talent. I loved training the juniors. I loved watching them grow and succeed. And I think the evolution of that is becoming an educator. And then from, teaching them how to do hair, it's just not enough, right? So you're just like, they're still not making money because they don't understand the business. So I think that was the natural progression. It's like teaching them how to run the business, teaching how to grow their socials. And then from there, it was just like, brands would reach out, like, do you consult? I'm like, absolutely. I have no idea what I'm doing, but let's do it anyway. And I'm sure you would have been the same when you first started the agency.
For sure, yeah.
But that was the natural progression.
So a sense of curiosity to then
Always.
build what is essentially an ecosystem. You're doing everything within the industry. It's not just consulting how to be a great hairdresser. It's the products. It's the running the business. It's everything in between that.
Yeah, it's building the teams, building the culture, understanding e-com. It's like a completely different beast. You know, understanding your numbers. Like that was something that I really struggled with.
Can relate. That's probably the skill that I've had to teach myself the most.
Yeah.
Is the financial side of it. I was very much more English versus maths, you know, therefore marketing over finance, and hence why I've gone into marketing. But yeah, the numbers side of it is crucial to understand and get right.
Well, I left school when I was 14.
Right.
So my education stopped there.
Mm.
So when I look at a 14-year-old these days, I'm like, would I let her run my business? I'm like, absolutely not. But at the same time, it's like you learn things on the job that I don't think any university degree or any degree could give you ever.
No.
And I think being inside of larger businesses and consulting or working or being even like an influencer or working with the brand partnerships, being signed to an agency, like all of those things you learn. I'm like, okay, this is how she's negotiating a contract. Okay, that acronym means this. Like, you know, they're the things that you don't really know when you're behind the chair.
Absolutely.
But I was just obsessed with learning.
Yeah,
like even till this day, like education is everything to me.
Yeah.
Like I just want to know more. It's almost my hobby.
Yeah, right. Yeah. You practice what you preach.
Yes.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah. Product is something you've evolved into. Talk us about that side of the business, because, you know, consulting and using education as a service versus selling a product are two very different models.
It is.
How do you manage both of those?
I don't do it on my own, that's for sure.
Takes a small tribe.
It is a small tribe. And I think it's the same with the salon business. Like I had an incredible team that enabled me to be able to be the face of the business or go into education or diversify my income streams. It's the same with, you know, Natalie-Anne Haircare. Like we bootstrapped, startup, you know, we never took capital from anybody, not even from the bank. Like we just saved, hustled, and like brick by brick, you know? So I think product was something that I was always obsessed with. Like I loved playing with different products. I loved building things, mixing things, breaking things, like understanding, like if this says this does texture, like why can't I try and use this for shine, you know? And I think that curiosity makes you a really good product developer. And then obviously learning how to work with formulators and chemists and China for packaging. And there was so much to learn there. I had an incredible mentor. I had a couple actually that really helped me identify my weaknesses. And then I paid one for a full year to just teach me every little nuance that needed to build that product business.
Yeah, no, it's important to surround yourself with someone who's done it before in certain skill sets that are similar, right? Like, yeah, don't reinvent the wheel.
Nah. And my husband is a co-founder of Natalie-Anne Haircare.
Yes.
He's a builder by
Okay.
trade. So had no idea when it came to beauty product. And if you look at him, he doesn't look like a beauty founder, which I kind of love. But he is obsessed with our family and growing family wealth and making sure that his family is comfortable. And he was really good at numbers. And he really looked after that side of the business from a logistics and a financial point of view. And it really allowed me to then look at the creative, the content, the marketing, the product, the customer. Like we are very customer centric. So that's how we do it.
Yeah, I've had a lot of speakers on that have a sort of husband-wife or girlfriend-boyfriend duo that are part of the business, and I find it fascinating. And I admire the fact that you know, you've got the opportunity to be able to work together. But obviously there comes, you know, I guess positives and negatives to it. How important is it to define the system and the roles between each other, both at home and in the business?
Oh, God, I just stay out of his way.
Good.
Do you know what I mean? Like at work, I think that is just like, just stay out of
Stay in each other's lane.
You know, he's a very, I think the beautiful part about working with your partner is that you know them better than anyone else. It's not like you're employing somewhere and you're trying to get to know them. Like you already know them. So you understand the guardrails, right? You're not going to push that button at that time.
Yeah.
And at home, it's the same. And we play very different roles, like at home versus at work. And we know, he knows those boundaries. I'm never off. So I'm still trying to like navigate that a little bit.
Yeah.
That's always challenging, but it is a beautiful thing if you can do it.
Yes.
You know, and hopefully we can bring the kids into the business if they want to. And I think we don't have enough time together, right? So we can.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
Yeah, but to spend more time together at work as well, right? Yeah. Sounds like a yin and yang, perfect harmony.
Well, he might say the opposite. Yeah.
on good days and bad days, right? That's awesome. Good to hear. And again, I always find it fascinating, the story of, you know, the husband-wife business success. And it's amazing to see. But yeah, it always is a balance of roles and responsibilities. Like even in business with my business partner, you know, we're friends from when we were 18 working at General Pants together. And it was just coincidental, I guess, that we had different skill sets when we started, you know, working together at GMS and built the business together, is that he's very much more, you know, operations, back-end systems, and I'm very much more front-end marketing, sales. So it just fit really perfectly. But we didn't explore that at the start. It wasn't like, hey, before we get into business, let's decide our roles. It sort of just happens.
And that's the thing. Like I speak to a lot of startups now, and I think they feel like they need the CFO, the CMO. I'm like, the GM. I'm like, dude, you just need to like sort out what you're really good at.
Yeah.
And the role will find you.
That's right. Yeah.
I really, truly believe that. And then if you don't have that skill set, that's when you can hire a freelancer. Like you don't need a full-time GM for something that's doing.
Yeah. My business advisor said the 3 most important things whenever looking in a partnership, whether it's a business partnership or whether it's getting acquired or whatever it is, number 1's chemistry, number 2's chemistry, number 3's chemistry.
I agree.
Once you can understand that energy is the important thing, and to be able to read someone and understand like if it fits or not, then the rest should follow. But no matter how good someone is at doing what they do and could provide you some form of additional service or strength in the business, if you're not being able to work, if you can't work together, forget it.
I know.
You know, even from like a simple job point of view, it's like, it doesn't matter how good your job is. If you're an employee, if you don't like your boss, it's not going to work out.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess like leading into that as well, the culture of, you know, your team, and I'm sure you've got some fantastic talent behind you to be able to do what you do. How do you manage the culture in your business?
I think it was, you know, at first, like with my salon business, it was family culture.
Right.
Like I hired my family. So like I had my sister-in-law, my sister, you know, it almost was a little funny at first because people felt like if you weren't related to me, you couldn't get a job with me because it was just like everyone, my mom, you know, whoever it was, whoever was going to work for free, basically. And that is funny because that unlocks that culture because as family members, as siblings, you kiss and make up really quickly. That was intoxicating and that became a huge part of our family. And like, I would just shove him in the back room. I'm like, sort it out. Come back out when you're ready, you know.
Fight and make up.
Yeah. Or I would like we call it a tanajo in Arabic. It's like a massive pot, right? So I would make massive pots of food like on a Friday, right? But then you've got, as the team grow, you've got dietary requirements. So I'm like making a halal one. I'm making a vegan one. I'm making a gluten-free one. But it's those little things that they remember, you know, because all of my team have their own businesses now. Like my awesome. Assistants, their assistants are assisting me backstage now.
Yeah, wow.
And that is something you can't buy. Like that's built, right? You can't pay for that. That's something that you need to earn as a business owner. And I'm really grateful. So really, I think my culture helped me nurture that culture. And then even now with our ambassadors, you know, because in Natalie-Anne Haircare, it's a really small team, right? But we have a huge extended family, which is our ambassador program, our educators, you know, our distribution team. And again, that has to operate like family, you know, have each other's back, make sure that if you're not available, somebody else can take your spot, you know. Learn from one another. Like I really encourage that they get together and teach one another. And in the industry, I think I'm known as truly a collaborator. Like not the buzzword that people love to call collaboration now, but I love bringing brands together, ecosystems together. You know, I love brand partnerships. Like for me, sharing audiences and sharing skill sets is all we have, right? You seem very inclusive like that too.
Yeah, I was going to say I can resonate a lot, and it's you know, it is rare to have that open mindset of collaboration with what you're doing in your industry, and similar to what we do in my industry is that we've got an open collaborative playbook that has allowed us to create like a full ecosystem, so we can bring in, almost acting like a developer, we bring in all these different suppliers that some agencies would consider competitors, but I consider partners, allies, definitely.
100%.
And who can I bring in to learn off, and who can I bring in to make my job easier? Who can I bring in so I don't have to hire that department? And who can I bring in to upskill my team and also create a better, deeper service for our clients? And unfortunately, I think within Australia too, a lot of people just don't think like that.
Yeah.
And I've definitely partnered with some people who just want to grab it and take it and run and not have any reciprocation whatsoever. And it shows. And unfortunately...
Do you think the culture is different in the US because there's a clip? So like, for example, you know when you refer someone, right? You've never asked for that commission. Like, have you?
No.
Right? Like, I mean, unless it's built into your business
we
model.
build it in, but we don't chase it up. Yeah.
But I feel like in the US, it's a part of their culture. It's a part of their business model, you know? Like, I'll refer this person, but like that's and it's forever, right?
Yeah.
That you get paid for that referral. I think that also builds.
Yeah, like the affiliate marketing model was birthed in America, wasn't it?
But then it becomes partnerships, right? So it's almost like, you know, you do this for me and I'll do this for you.
I'd much prefer the trade of service. Like
100%.
I will help you and provide you connections if you do the same back. But the moment that doesn't get reciprocated is the moment then I'll be like, okay, I'm only going to refer if there's something there.
Yeah.
You know, there's a give and take, give an inch, take a mile sort of philosophy. There's only so much I'll continue giving if I don't feel like it is being respected or reciprocated. And I think respect is one big thing that we have in our ecosystem. And you alluded to it before, like even with our staff, you know, we don't have a big team, but we want to make sure that everyone that comes through our agency and office has the ability to take that learning over to their next step in their career. And if they want to build a business, then great. So do that, because I remember I work in previous jobs. You know, I had a few previous bosses that allowed me to think entrepreneurially. And without those experiences, I might not have been able to jump into consulting.
100%.
So yeah, again, it's give and take.
That's how you build that skill set, right?
For sure.
Working in big businesses, and now like it just enabled me to be able to go, okay, this stakeholder needs this information. Like, who teaches you that? You don't learn that. You learn that on the job, right? You know, how to read a budget or a P&L, like you're not taught those things. They're the things that you inherit as you watch and you learn, and you're like in the trenches, like learning those things. Like a lot of people say to me, you know, how do I get to that point? I'm like, you need to find that person and go shadow them. Like, buy them a coffee, go take them out for a coffee. You know,
absolutely.
Find something that you can give them a value in exchange.
Yeah, that's right.
That's it.
Yeah, and it's impossible to be an expert in everything.
No, I don't want to be.
And I think people that try and do that, you're going to do a mediocre job. Stick in your lane, you know, stick to what you're good at.
Yeah.
And partner with others that can complement what you do.
Yeah.
And I think that's the way forward. But yeah, the Australian economy, Australian market, don't think like that all the time.
Yeah, I think it's also getting really tough.
It is, for sure.
And I think when people's back are against the wall and they're struggling to put food in the fridge, there's a certain part of your personality that comes out.
Yeah. Yeah, agree.
And I think that's what's happening. Not everybody is happy, right?
No.
Because they're struggling.
Yeah.
And then when you're not happy,
you get desperate.
And I think that's not a good thing.
No.
And I don't think anyone's talking about that. Like, sure, like, you know, everyone's talking about what Q4 will look like and, you know, is it going to get better? Is it going to get worse? And I'm just like, well, I don't think it's going to get happier. And then when it's not happier, we're going to have some issues. So
setting expectations right.
But are you seeing that on the agency side though? Like, are you seeing like customer or consumer behavior online? Because you predominantly work with e-commerce brands, right?
Yeah, e-com and service businesses too. So quite agnostic within different industries. We've worked with salons before, health, medical, e-commerce.
Oh, so good. So
professional
broad.
services, like FMCG, everything really, yeah.
So do you feel like they're buying?
The fact that we're agnostic is good. So then we're not completely reliant on, say, one industry that is failing and therefore we would fail too. So I've always played with like, do we go real deep in one industry? And then I was even thinking of doing that pre-COVID with, health and lifestyle. And I'm lucky we didn't, because a lot of our clients would have been gyms, which naturally were shut during lockdown. So there's always moments in my career that has like sort of pulled me back into just being a bit more broad in what we do. And I think where we specialize is obviously, sticking to performance media, performance digital, performance marketing.
Was that strategic though? Like, did you feel like you just followed your gut?
Yes, yeah, definitely. Strategic, and also just looking at the numbers too. I think in America, like if I speak to an agency or any service business in America, they'll tell you go niche. But the population allows you to go niche. You can hit one industry and you've got a bigger,
totally agree with that.
Yeah, like it's very hard to pick one industry and go real deep on that in Australia, particularly in a competitive industry like marketing and agencies. In a population size of 24 million, one niche might only be 100,000 potential audience. And if that, America, you might have a full niche that's bigger than the population of Australia.
100%.
So I think, go niche, but you probably have to go global for it. With what we do, I'm glad that we've remained agnostic, because it's allowed me to cross-pollinate ideas and skill sets across different industries. That creates better knowledge, and that creates the ability for us to chop in between what's working, what's not.
100%.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, so I think like definitely feeling the pinch though, like SME territory particularly, where we were built on small business and local business when we first started 10 years ago. We've naturally progressed into sort of more of the enterprise level, so we can diversify, I guess, the pyramid of our clientele. If we were just focusing on local business, I'm sure we'd be struggling more than we ever have, because of
they're struggling.
The nature of what's going on right now.
Yeah.
Margins are getting squashed across the board. And more recently, last few months, I've never had so many small businesses as clients, ask for flexibility with payment terms and, deferring stuff and deferring payments. Like it's been, you can definitely feel like a lot of businesses are struggling, particularly in SME. And I think the current government is not really playing ball with small business right now, unfortunately.
Yeah. It's going to be really interesting to see where
it will
land.
be. Yeah. And how do you, how am I feeling it? How are you feeling it with your consulting?
Consulting is good, because obviously that's when people come to you.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So
they need it.
Yeah, that part's good. But I think on the small business front, even less from like Natalie-Anne Haircare, people are pushing out, like our returning customer rate is still good, but it's longer. So like they're not purchasing as frequently, And when you run an e-commerce business, like that's the game, right? You just want to get them back in.
That's right.
Like, we're going to acquire the customer. We're going to lose on the first one. We'll win on the second one. Margin is healthier there. Yeah. But when they're pushing that out, it's hard, right? Yeah. But if they're pushing out that, when I talk to salon owners, it's the same thing. Like they're still getting their hair done. They're still spending what they need to spend.
Yep.
They're asking for flexibility.
Mm-hmm.
But they're also extending that time, which means you're going out to the market in order to be able to get new clients in all the time. That's expensive, new client acquisition all the time. So like marketing goes up.
Yeah. Cost of everything goes up.
100%.
Yeah. So customers spending, I guess, on like more of a high ticket, treatment, is that becoming tougher now?
I think it's still there, but it's just longer.
Right.
That's the thing. Like they're still doing it, but when they do it,
right. So it's not as frequent.
It's not as frequent.
Got it.
So they'll push it out more. So instead of having a 6 to 8 week rotation, and then they'll buy their shampoo 8 to 12 weeks, right? You're missing that. So they're going 3 months.
I see.
They're doing 12-week intervals. They're missing that in between. It's like, I'll be okay, because they got to pay a school fee.
Yeah.
Like, what are you going to prioritize? This is a luxury. This is not a necessity. Whoever tells you that is wrong.
Beauty's a necessary thing, isn't it?
Not today.
Fair enough, yeah.
I feel like there is definitely there is still a percentage of people that don't think that way. They don't need to think that way. They have generational wealth. They're like, they're always going to be well kept, but that's not.
Yeah. So disposable income is naturally just getting squashed. How are salons pivoting? What are they doing?
I think, again, they are just trying to survive. You know, I think no one is profitable at the moment.
Yeah, margins are super low.
Yeah.
So
And
from
then
like a typical
again,
10-15% net margin might be 5% now.
You know, so I think like a lot of the smarter ones, they're like, oh, maybe I should make my own product to help that margin, right? So then they're spending to then build those brands in order to be able to sell them to their own clients, almost like white labeling, right?
Yeah.
We're seeing a lot of that. You know, even in the extension game, they're like, why should I buy from an extension brand if I can go directly to Alibaba?
I see.
Right? Which is interesting to watch. And I think that's always going to happen. But I think the bigger brands need to help support those small businesses, you know, and, you know, through education, through having like their business managers come in and just go, how can I help you?
Yeah.
Just having a chat, just like, what can we do? Recruitment is hard because everybody's so expensive.
Yeah. And it's not all doom and gloom. It's like I catch myself sometimes going like, fuck, I'm just too much negative like thinking going on in my head with watching too much media or watching the budget or whatever it is, property market. There is a lot of doom and gloom, but trying not to like get caught up in it. Like, because there's silver linings and everything, right?
But as, you know, an agency and as an entrepreneurial thinker, you're looking for, you know, you're understanding those things. It's not doom and gloom. But for you, like, where is the opportunity in those little gaps?
That's right. Yeah.
Same. But it's almost like, then how do we pass that knowledge on to those people?
Yeah.
You know,
because you need to know what's going on
100%.
in order to change what you're doing.
Yeah.
To tackle that next opportunity and whatever's going to work.
But I couldn't do the doom scroll thing.
No.
That would really affect me. That's why I can't do that. Like,
sit on
I'm
your phone and
posting
doom
now.
scroll. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I can't.
I'm the same, particularly TikTok. I reshare or post something. Tyra helps me with the reels because I don't consume TikTok as much as what I do on Instagram, for instance. But I post it and I'm out. I'm not doom scrolling at all.
It's funny you say that. I was an early adopter on social media. I started on MySpace.
Okay, yeah.
From MySpace, I went to
Good
Facebook.
old MySpace.
Facebook, Instagram, TikTok came. And I was like, you know what? I'm not doing this, right? And I feel like a lot of people were in the same boat. But for me, it's become a platform. I personally don't enjoy the platform because it's the same person. They have the TikTok, they have the Instagram, right? But their personality on TikTok is vastly
Completely
different to what it is on Instagram.
So true.
It is insane to me.
Yeah. It's just fake.
It's like being on LinkedIn and Tinder.
Yeah.
That's their split personality. What they would comment on TikTok, I would never see on Instagram.
I think TikTok, everyone's creating content for the purpose purely to be viral. It's not really to create authenticity as much as what I see on Instagram to an extent. I think like there is like more of a algorithm approach to how people produce content on TikTok in my eyes.
Yeah. How are you finding TikTok business though?
TikTok business is a funny one, like, because again, we sit in more of the performance side of marketing. Therefore, like a lot of the organic strategies, like we do consult on, but that's more through external suppliers that we use. So we're not as like organic heavy as we are paid result heavy. From a paid marketing point of view on TikTok, big brands adopt it, but I think TikTok still sort of sits in terms of like the awareness pyramid of like more early stage awareness from a customer point of view versus like heavy conversion like a Google or Meta would sit in. So it's definitely part of our like omni-channel strategy. Like a lot of the bigger brands like Oakberry, for instance, we're doing Meta, Google, TikTok. You know, they're a global business. So we need to be diverse. Whereas, you know, if we work with a general SME, then they'll organically be considering TikTok, but they probably won't be using it as a paid media strategy unless it's a bit of spark ads, i.e. boosting.
Yeah.
So yes, very important. I would always say like the top three would be Meta, Google, and TikTok. Obviously YouTube considering within the Google ecosystem. But yeah, the paid media side of it doesn't have as much granular ability as what a Meta and Google platform would have. And
do you think that that's just in Australia? Because we don't have TikTok Shop.
I think TikTok Shop will definitely create a whole different focus for affiliate marketing and to be able to bring more ambassadors on. I think it's a great model. Yeah, I think it will impact.
Do you think it'll launch?
It's like, what's a year late now, isn't it? 2 years late.
I just don't think it's going to launch.
I don't know. I'm not banking on it, and I'm not creating any narratives for people to be waiting on it whatsoever. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
Yeah.
I'm indifferent to it.
Yeah, I'm not building a TikTok set.
That's right.
waiting for it.
No, I'm not wasting my time thinking about it. But yeah, I think TikTok should definitely be a consideration. It's just, when you think about it, when you go and create a Facebook profile, right, back in the day, how much information do you put into it? Name, email, phone number, address, like whether you're single or not, what books you read, interests, check-ins, like it knows everything about you. Therefore, the data it has on you is tremendous. Like the ability to then target a customer on the Meta ecosystem, because it's got so much information with, over billions of people.
So much sense
versus
to me
TikTok, you're like, what, name, email, phone number, that's it.
Yeah, and she's not really like 40.
Yeah.
She's actually 12.
Yeah, that's right. There's probably a lot of fake.
She's using her mum's account now.
That's right. So there's a lot of fake information. So it's a very much cast the net wide strategy, I would say. And yeah, big brands are adopting it because.
Do you think it's industry specific though? Like, do you think beauty brands are like soaring on? Do you think the conversions change based on industry?
Yeah, I think like, the typical sort of service brand offering like coaching services wouldn't use it versus like an FMCG brand or big automotive or, big food and beverage, big fashion brands, like they're all on it because they need eyeballs and that's part of their awareness stage of the funnel. But yeah, your local sort of educator is probably not going to be running ads on TikTok.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's just data. That's all it is. You can't neglect the basics of marketing.
Yeah.
There's so many shiny objects out there, but they all play a part in what I call the growth engine of a business. It's not one or the other. They all have their complementary ways of supporting the overall marketing strategy for a business.
I agree.
Yeah. So I guess on that topic, what avenues do you use to promote your products?
Obviously socials.
Yeah.
And
your personal brand obviously plays a big part in that.
Yeah. I mean, look, it's so funny because when people ask that question, they see the follow account and they're like, oh, you just post and you sell a product. I'm like, absolutely not. That is not how this works.
No.
Maybe 10 years ago, right?
When it was literally pay for a post and that was it.
But like, I'd just post something and we would sell out. Like, yeah. But there was also like not noise and congestion.
Yeah.
So for me, our paid strategy is quite robust. Meta being the predominant platform that we use. Google, not so much. Looking at how we can increase our, I guess, visibility on all of the language models at the moment. So, doing a full audit, like what do we need to do? How do we need to improve our website in order to be able to show up there? There's lots of learnings there. And our organic strategy, I mean, again, we've got our Natalie-Anne Haircare page is not really a brand page. It's a community page. We don't actually post on it at all.
Okay.
So we just accept collaborations.
Yeah, got it. Right.
And that page has got like 80,000 followers. We reached almost 5 million people over the last 30 days.
Yeah, that's phenomenal.
But not even posting once, right? Just accepting all of our communities.
You probably have more reach doing that.
Yeah, we
than
do.
Just the single posting non-collaborative approach.
100%. Which was really cool and we love that. But looking at it, you're always going to be really critical. I think I've stepped away from being the creator, the founder, and I've really been stuck in the business.
Okay, yeah.
And I think that needs to shift.
Go back to...
I have to.
Yeah, right, yeah.
I just need to sell my shit, mate.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I get it.
You do full audits for other people.
Yeah.
And like I'm consulting to, we went to club, right? And talking to a couple of beauty founders and they're like, oh my God, we love your personal brand. I'm like, guys, you've never seen me hold my product and go buy my shit. Like I've never done it. I can do it confidently for other people. I do it all the time. But I find it really weird to do it for myself and I need to just get over myself.
Yeah. It is funny. Like even for us, like we will drop of a hat, go and market another brand. But when it comes to marketing ourselves, it's like pulling teeth out. It's one of those things.
Isn't it weird?
Yeah, it's weird.
But I also think I don't know.
Yeah.
But looking at it, I'm like, we need to change it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, my husband's always right. He's been telling me for like 5 years. I'm like, why can't you just go back to the C word during that time? That's all I had time to do, right? Like everything was closed. So I was literally just talking to my community constantly. But, speaking to a lot of those founders, I was just like, it is a very conscious choice. Like you don't just start, like you need a strategy for your personal brand.
Yeah.
And you need the time committed to building your personal brand, And yes, I think with the evolution of AI, having a personal brand is going to be more important now than
100%.
ever before.
100%.
I truly believe that.
Yeah.
Because they trust you. Yeah.
Yeah. As I was saying before, like I think there is a bit of fear and a bit of misinterpretation with how AI is going to impact business. And we are in that sort of like transition period of like businesses trying it on. We don't know how far it's going to go. Businesses maybe sort of jumping the gun a little bit too much and completely ripping apart their operations before they even know what's around the corner. But I think the way to look at it is AI is another tool and it's another part of the technology tech stack that a business will have, and it creates efficiencies. Therefore, businesses right now, I think would be silly if your overheads are too high and you're running at a loss. Then maybe you should be strongly considering using AI to create better efficiencies, but not completely replacing your business with it just yet, unless your business is in the dumps, potentially. But yeah, I think the human element part of it and the creator, the director, the advisor, like the mind, people still like you need that, and technology still needs that to operate. Yeah. You can't automate a broken business with AI, and I think the personal brand connector, artist is going to be where you can't replace that.
I think the orchestrator, will be the most important person. The person that is going to go, da, da, da,
that's right.
You know? Yeah. And I think that will be the smartest person in the room.
For sure.
The person
because there's overwhelm and people need someone to connect the dots in their business.
I started working with have you heard of Luke from Seller AI?
Don't think so.
You should get him on the pod.
Okay.
He's a really good AI chat. And a good time. He's a good time.
Perfect. Done.
But I was just like, I'm not doing the 20 hours of research on YouTube with like 19,000, AI experts and like trying to I don't have time to just break down that information. Yeah. So I got introduced to Luke and I literally just went to a workshop. And I learned more in like 1 hour than I would have if I'd spent those 20 hours, right? But the interesting part about AI is not like social. Like social doesn't evolve that quickly. Like, a trend will last, I don't know.
Couple of weeks.
More, like it could like just longer. Whereas it was like probably 3 weeks between workshops. I went to a second one. The whole thing had changed.
The change, yeah.
So I think that's going to be really interesting for small businesses, because if you're that person that's like, oh my God, I just learned this, I just adopted this and now I'm changing, and you get the shits, it's going to be really hard for you to adopt.
For sure.
Because the whole thing flips.
Yeah. Yeah.
And all the language models are like competing with each other. So, they're just creating better and stronger and faster tools. Like we were using VS Code. We don't need to use VS Code now. We're just using Claude Code, and then you build all of these things and then you don't no longer need them. So
it's
I
redundant.
think don't overinvest.
That's what I mean.
Because it's moving too far.
Agreed. Yeah, 100%. You need to be fluid. If you've got massive operations and you're replacing something that this is going to be redundant in a month, and you need to be going all in on continuing to update and change that. And it becomes a conversation of like, updating the technology. Does that become more labor intensive than having staff to do it? It's like
absolutely
the output's just as much sometimes to upkeep it. But yeah, I think there's almost too much opportunity out there. It's just like, don't neglect the basics in business is my advice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I'm sure you're probably consulting a lot on with, sticking to the basics with what works, what doesn't, but also just dropping what's outdated. And, we're doing a webinar in next month with Google on, the new way buying media, the new way marketing and the search advancements with AI, because search, I think, is one of the bigger ecosystems that's getting rattled the most, particularly Google with Anthropic and everything. So
do you have any data on that though? Like how many people going to Google and just going like, what is the best hair care product versus ChatGPT or Claude?
I'd love to know.
Yeah, me too.
I'll ask that on the webinar.
Please.
Or join
I'll watch it.
Yeah.
Natalie's asking this, please.
Yeah.
Because I'd be really curious.
No, absolutely. Me too.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a bit old school. I still Google, but I'll use Gemini for my answer.
Interesting.
But I still Google. I don't.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't use I don't know why, but that's just my default.
But are you a voice to text person?
No, not really. I like writing.
So like haven't gone to Google for a very long time.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like when you say Google, like I said, it's still AI. Like I'm looking at I wouldn't go and search for my answer on blogs and articles. That's a redundant strategy, and that's where a lot of the searching is getting changed. It's no longer SEO, it's AEO.
But how do you increase your AEO?
Well, yeah, that's less blogs, more authority content. So less sort of informative, more founder-led stuff, and they'll look for more specific quotations from experts versus just general information on an
So
article.
I'm trying at the moment, because I'm understanding that obviously all of the AI has been embedded to all the social platforms, etc. We want to increase that. Yes, authority content. So I've been hiding because, I'm still a millennial. I'm all about the curation. I still want things to look really pretty. I won't let it disable, obviously, me posting. However, I've been kind of blind or hiding the text hook.
Yep.
Because apparently, the algorithm is still reading what is written. So I'm trying to use AI for those keywords to embed into the video. Do you think that that's going to work for us?
I'm not sure with the embedding. I think it's going to be less is more. More rather than having, like I said, hundreds of blogs on your website. It's going to come down to more informative, more founder led, more specific problem solution, because AI is looking for the solution quickly. It doesn't want to analyze thousands of blogs that are probably written more for, talking about keywords. The keywords sort of play will probably be more redundant. It's more of the information-led content, the topic itself. Yeah.
Interest.
Yeah. So it's interesting. I think, again, you can't have one or the other right now. There's still the traditional way of SEO and the new way of writing content for AI. You need both strategies, but what's going to happen in the next 3 years? It might just be fully AI.
And I guess it
SEO,
depends on
who
your
knows?
target audience too, right?
Yeah.
If you've, I don't know, if your target audience is 45 plus, I'm sure they're still searching.
100%. Yeah. I was on the my mum joined this course, and it was actually coincidentally one of our clients' courses, and she was trying to access the logins for the course to access all the modules, and the website wasn't coming up, and I had to sort of troubleshoot a bit and found out she was using Internet Explorer. So how old's that browser, right? I didn't even know it existed anymore.
I didn't know it existed anymore.
So for sure, the baby boomers and generation above millennials are definitely still using Google, Bing, even Microsoft. That's still a thing. Yeah, definitely old browsers. You're probably not taking for granted how advanced you are, and people that actually use AI, and even from a subscription point of view on ChatGPT and Claude is probably less than 1% of the whole population.
Yeah, I know.
Think of the other 99% of people that are just not even considering it, let alone using it.
Yeah, we've been looking at doing an AI workshop in collaboration, actually, for hairdressers. And where do you start? Because I've been in education for a very long time, and I'm obsessed with the way that education is delivered and the right format and value driven. And you can't I love over delivering, But with this particular subject, you can't over deliver because you overwhelm.
Yeah, correct.
So it's really a matter of like simplifying it to a point where you go, okay, what do you need first? And then what do you need first? Like, is it finance? Is it customer service? Is it a bot? Is it a front of house operator? Is it like, you're like a kid in a candy store.
You can't cookie cutter it. Everyone's got different problems and different stages. Yeah.
But let's go right back from an education level. Where do you start?
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's kind of where I'm like, because you have people that are going, edit my email or write my email. Like that's the person we're talking to.
Yeah, right.
So,
yeah.
How do you then go, you can go from this, is it as basic as this is what Claude is, this is what ChatGPT is, these are the nuances, this is what you can do with this feature.
Yeah.
Holding their hands to connect things.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, that's all it is. Yeah.
Safety, security.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's been really interesting to like work out that module.
Yeah, and we'll find that some people just simply don't even want to use it. Some people.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, I reckon. Yeah. People that want to know about it, they just want to, focus on what they're good at, whatever skill they're good at, and they probably don't want to know about it.
You're actually so right. Because like I'm still telling hairdressers to get on social media.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's 25 years later.
Yeah.
Yep. We're the same. Like we speak to businesses and there's no profile, there's no account, there's no nothing. Like we have to set up their Facebook account. Like,
no.
Yeah, that's it. And they've got a thriving business, and there's nothing. So yeah, there is an adoption process with anything new, right? And
but don't you find they're the best to work with?
Yeah, for sure.
Because they don't have the noise.
You want someone to be receptive with feedback and be able to learn it, but not so much where you're literally like you said, like you're having to go click here, click there. You need them to have some element of, care, or at least
computer literacy.
Yeah, otherwise it's like pulling teeth out sometimes, because it's the online world and the online business world is overwhelming. You can't really teach someone from the ground up. So long as if they don't want to learn it, then you just you got to make sure that if you are working with someone like that they have the expectation that they're just going to be comfortable taking your advice and not having to
or hire somebody that's willing to do that.
Yeah, that's right.
For sure.
Yeah, 100%. But yeah, interesting.
So yeah, it's going to be really fun, I think.
Yeah, it is. It's a fun time. I'm actually the most optimistic I've been with what we're doing, even though there is doom and gloom. I'm excited for what's to come because there's so much opportunity out there.
I never feel old, but I actually do feel a little old, like because I saw the same thing happen with social.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
sure.
I was just like the early adopter, the first one on the platform, the one that was like championing, you need to be here to be seen, and like really trying to increase my industry's visibility.
Yeah, yeah.
And I do think that we're going to play the same sort of role
Absolutely.
moving forward.
Yeah. So what's the next thing, or what's the next like sort of 12 months look like for Natalie-Anne Hair and your products and I guess your ecosystem? What's in the works?
Well, we're globally expanding.
Okay,
so
great.
We're opening up our first European country.
Awesome.
In September, hopefully. October. Poland, actually.
Right.
Of all places.
Why Poland?
They came to us.
Okay.
And again, the chemistry was good.
Yep, nice.
And I think they will look after the brand. I think when you are distributing internationally and you're working B2B, you need to find those partners that are really going to look after your baby, because that's what it is, right?
Yep.
And it's in its infancy in Europe. Like, I don't know what our reach would be. I don't know if people know me. I don't know. Like, it's actually really exciting because we're going back to basics. Like, how do we build a personal brand and a brand in a completely new territory?
Yeah.
I haven't been in that position for 15 years.
Okay, new territory.
So it's kind of like, it's hot.
Yeah.
I like it.
Okay.
Massive challenge.
International expansion. Poland, where's next after that?
Definitely going to stay in Europe, I think.
Okay.
Because, being in a beauty brand, like you have like European compliances, that is like pulling teeth. I'm not going to lie, because like you got to redo your packaging, you got to be bilingual. Like there's a whole process around launching.
Data privacy, all that.
It's crazy. I should actually pick your brain on that, because then we're trying to work out, like, do we have multiple .coms? Like, what does the tech stack look like?
Yep,
is it multiple Instagram pages? Because, each territory or they have their own culture.
Yeah.
The way they speak is different. Like, do we want it in Polish, like, or do we want it in German, like, or do we just want one hub? So that is something that we're exploring. Definitely Europe, the UAE, I think would naturally be something that's easy for me. I speak the language. I have a lot of people that I know in the region. So that would be great. And I think the US would be the last for us because it's a beast in itself.
Yeah, it is.
Like for us to service California is like doing the whole of Australia. So I think from a financial perspective, we also have to be ready for the growth in that region.
Yeah.
And I think you've got one chance in the US. So
yeah, I think you're right in not doing both at the same time. It's it's like
no, she's not that crazy.
No. I've seen brands do it. They try US and UK, and yeah, it's one works, one doesn't. It's usually the way. Yeah.
But I also need to be in we're not just an e-commerce business.
Yeah.
So if we were just doing e-com, sure. Like I'm not having to go and train an education team. I'm not going to have to do a show. I'm not doing PR trips. I'm not doing an influencer activation. Like there's not any of that really. It's finding the right agency or digital partner or 3PL and off you go, right?
Yeah, true.
That's not what we're doing. I wish that's what we're doing sometimes. But I'm a B2B girly,
Yeah.
Like I love hairdressers.
Yeah.
I love hairdressers more than hair. So
you love helping.
Yeah.
You love giving back.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love it.
Give it a good crack. That's all we can do.
Yeah. And on that, like I'm sure there's people listening and people that, look up to you, whether it's within Haircare or just generally with your personal brand. Like what's some general advice you'd give someone looking to get into the industry?
Our industry?
Yeah.
Assist your ass off. I will always say it. Like I think, assisting multiple different people because everybody has their own flavor. Everyone touches hair differently. Watching the way that those hands touch hair, is very important. And I also think that education is key. Investing in your education, investing in your kit, like having the right kit, they're all the things that I don't think that my advice will ever change. Like the way I learn is the way that I suggest other people learn. But having the ability to learn things online is one thing, but being up close and personal with the source is just completely different.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to go back to more in-person events,
100%.
more in-person.
Yeah.
Like we're even considering hands-on workshops, which we haven't done in 10 years, right?
Yeah.
So because people are lacking, like they're yearning community, they're yearning networking, Yeah.
Agreed.
They want it.
I literally just had a conversation on the way here with corporate events supplier that we're going to bring into our ecosystem because we're getting some big brands that are asking for like offline activations that can tie into their online marketing. So as a digital business, we're also thinking of the humanized approach that products and brands take. And, we moved into a big office last year for that purpose as well, to bring our clients in to be able to have a better environment, to have meetings and workshops and, share the space with other people on our journey and, we're doing inner circles every quarter with, sort of other business networks and suppliers that we feed into. And it's so good to do that. Like I get bored if it's just everything's online. If I'm just on
100%.
webinars and Zoom calls and Google Meets all the time, I just like, it's just too acidic. You need to break it up. And
last year, I tested like a mentorship program where I mentored like 33 artists online for a year. And it was a closed cohort, like you couldn't get in, couldn't get out, like, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it was funny because the meetup part was more valuable to them, even though the education in the weekly Zooms was like the gold for me, like the nugget. It's not what they loved. Like that, they wanted that in-person interaction. They wanted me to watch them do something, make a mistake, and correct it. Because you can't do that online.
No,
it's crazy.
Practice over theory is what I always say.
And I feel like all of those big coaching programs, they're doing more meetups too because those people are like, yearning community.
For sure. Like we've launched an online program, and like the online program's there for people to learn in case they don't have the knowledge. It's there. That's the prerequisite. But where we get the value is literally those advisory calls and those meetups. That's where you do the heavy lifting. So agreed. You can't have one without the other.
Yeah, and I think
harmony.
it's just the collaboration is where it makes it more cost effective as well. Like we do a lot of that. Like if I'm doing an event, I'm collabing with another brand or multiple brands just to bring that cost down and then obviously expand the reach. So it's working really well. Yeah.
Now, big takeaway, offline and online, don't neglect the offline activations and experience that you can have in a product and business.
Totally.
Question I like to ask, and you've already spoken about this, like you've got some business mentors, but if I'd ask you a question, if you could have 3 advisors on a kitchen shelf, dead or alive, who would you choose to be your board of directors?
Oh, that is such a good question. Listen, early adopter socials, and like I have to take my hat off, Gary V would definitely be there. 100%. The first one.
Yep, the GOAT.
The GOAT. Emma Grede.
Okay.
She's just a branding genius, I think. And I love that she's building her personal brand now. So I think there's lots to learn there. I think from a PR perspective, just tick.
Okay.
I'd take my husband again.
Hey, Arthur, is it?
Yeah.
Okay. That's great.
Can I do that?
No, of course. Yeah, absolutely.
Because it would be almost impossible to do it again.
I love that. That's good. Yeah. That's a pretty healthy kitchen
But I think with those
shelf.
2 superpowers and then him like just having my back, it would just be like the best board of directors.
That's awesome. That's a pretty strong kitchen shelf there.
Yeah.
And another question. If you could wave a magic wand and solve one thing in the world, what would it be?
I would remove the ability for governments, people to be able to cause war and destruction.
Yeah, they've got too much power.
No, but I just like remove that part of the brain that enables them to think that they can do that. Like, I would just turn that off.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, peptides remove the food noise. I would just remove that part. Like they don't even know that exists anymore. Because then I feel like everything would fall back into place.
100%. That's the destruction of the world is literally directed by that.
Yeah. So if we just get rid of that part.
It's a good one.
Develop a peptide for that, guys. Let's start injecting them with that.
They'll try and shut that down quick, won't they?
Yeah, they'll try to own it.
Yeah.
Reverse it.
Yeah. Too good. No, they're great answers. And aside from that, look, obviously your family dynamic that you've got, I'm sure that you're having to balance your busy schedules with what you're doing during the week. What makes up a great weekend with your family?
I left a lot of money on the table.
Okay.
I stopped doing bridal hair when I had my son. And I did that consciously because I know that I want to be with my kids, but I can't be with my kids, during the week and full time. But we have like a, whether it one day a weekend or 2-day weekend, it's just being with the kids. My kids have got their favorite cafe. They love to go to the same cafe, and I think they're the trade-offs, right? Like, I don't believe we can have it all. Like, I think there's going to be one that is.
You got to sacrifice one or the other. Yeah. And the balance there.
But an ideal weekend is that, like, my kids, we go to cafe, it's like a local Frank and Kitch. They probably eat the same food every weekend. And then, they love Yochi. Oh my God, do they love Yochi? But it's the things that make them happy.
Yeah, the simple things.
Yeah. And like my daughter loves being on camera. So, she does like a little vlog and
the next Natalie-Anne incoming.
Oh no, she's 2.0, bro. Like she's like the forever evolving model.
Love
that. She's very, very interesting to watch and beautiful to raise. And I'm very blessed and grateful that I got to be her mum.
Oh, great. That's beautiful. Now, before we finish up, any lasting comments, any lasting pieces of advice you want to share?
I just think do what you love, and you'll never work a day in your life. I know it's cliched, but like, and I think it depends on what type of operator you are, but I work really well in chaos. Like, I love multiple projects. I love having different things and balls in the air, and like, I love that. Even though it has those moments where you're like, but I think I enjoy it, right? And if I didn't enjoy it, I couldn't get up in the morning and do it.
Absolutely.
I don't
It's
think
gotta
the
come natural.
financial reward is enough.
Yeah.
I really don't. Like, for me, it's not. I think for a lot of people it would be, but it can't be the fuel.
If you're not enjoying it, what's the point?
Yeah.
Yeah. And we've got to be a little bit crazy doing what we do, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Bit of ADD-iness.
Look, I don't know, because I don't, you know, like everyone's self-diagnosing.
Yeah, fully.
I don't think I'm ADD at all.
Yeah.
Nah, I think I've said maybe I am, but, you know, because people are like, yeah, you definitely have to be like, but I can focus on multiple things at the time.
I've been told I am, but again, I've not even bothered to even go down that path to explore it, because I think like it's like harnessing the energy is what I like to call it. Like, if you've got a spark for something,
superpower,
then like that's great. Use that, but harness it properly.
Yeah,
and use it in the right way.
Yeah, definitely.
Very good. All right, we'll leave it at that. Natalie, congratulations on all your success.
Thank
It's
you.
been awesome to have you on. Hope we can chat again.
100%.
And I'll be cheering you on from the sidelines. And I wish you all luck.
Thank you so much. For the rest of thank you for such a good chat.
No, my pleasure. All good. Thank you.
Thank you.